if you guys looked at those last few holes, being that pace of play was a topic at the Masters, we see that final pairing, Cantlay, Spieth, Fitzpatrick. How about that delay on 14?
Yeah.
Is pace of play an issue?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's obviously an issue. Now, is it an issue on the PGA Tour? Does it matter on the PGA Tour? Or is the PGA Tour ever going to do anything about pace of play on it?
I'm fully I believe that it's not a player issue. I think it's 100% the PGA Tour's issue. They don't enforce their own rules of golf.
Well, why would they? If the rounds take longer, they just have more coverage time that they can sell ad revenue for.
That's a good point. Didn't think about that. But I still think, it's every single week we go on Twitter, we go on Instagram, you see some type of rules controversy, right? Mm-hmm. It's so easy to pull out the rules, Brooks out at Augusta, everyone's up in arms. Meanwhile, golf has a 40-second rule.
Right.
That is a rule. It means the exact same as any other rule, okay?
Technically, it's a shot clock.
It's a shot clock, and they don't ever enforce it. It doesn't matter which golfer it is. It could, Fitzpatrick was playing fast, but between Spieth, between Cantlay, heck, watch Tiger play golf. You think he takes less than 40 seconds to hit a ball? When does it turn? No, it's probably a minute and a half. So I'd much rather the PGA Tour just come out and say, we're not going to enforce the pace of play rule. We don't care that.
Yeah, we're not going to worry about it.
So that way the players don't have to worry about it.
Well, it doesn't create a false expectation.
Right.
If we take a look back at the Masters with what Hovland did, Hovland was hitting his chip shot on the green before Cantlay even walked across the bridge to get to his golf ball. So you do have players out there that are playing really good golf in an efficient manner, and you've got other guys that kind of take it as almost like a leisurely stroll.
Yeah, it's not that you have to be slow to play good.
Yeah, and obviously Cantlay came out this week and defended himself, and he's saying we're playing for a lot of money. Of course I'm going to take my time working on each shot. I also think each player that plays too fast, if the PGA Tour comes out and says, we don't care, now they got to work on what they're going to do.
Their mental strength.
Yeah.
Because, we had some people allude on, it was a Brooks problem. Like, everyone is around, everyone's playing in that tournament. It's not just about him. We completely understand that as well, that the player needs to adapt. The fast player needs to adapt. The slow player needs to adapt.
Yeah, for sure.
I think especially with this big resurgent, that golf's had, I think we've got to figure out a way to find that balance point. Your general guy or girl that's worked 40 to 60 hours in that work week that wants to get out and play golf, they may not want to be on a golf course for 6.5, 7 hours. So we've also got to address it from that standpoint too, is if the expectation when we're watching on TV is a 5 to 6 hour round of golf, doesn't that put in an expectation for us, the normal folks playing, to also play in that 6 to 5.5 hours?
Oh, well, our section events are 5 hours, so
there's a lot you can learn from watching the guys on tour, but I mean, you don't want to copy their pace of play.
Yes, exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that's where, from the spotlight standpoint is really interesting right now, is everything that's being talked about in golf news is pace of play, pace of play, pace of play, but we don't see anything being done about it, and it's been at least 4 months straight of that being kind of the number one topic.
It's always going to be the number one topic.
I was
it
going
ain't
to
just
say,
been 4 months.
Up until the PGA Tour, USGA, RNA, Masters, all the organizations, PGA of America come out and say pace of play is not a thing in professional golf. Mm-hmm. We're always going to be talking about it. Yeah. We kind of joke on in our normal little Sunday games, some of us are more deliberate than others.
Right.
I'm a firm believer that, trust me, like, I don't want to play 3 hours of golf, hop in my car and go home. I enjoy the overall experience of golf, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be out there for 4 hours and 15 minutes, but I also don't want to race and feel like I'm having to play catch up every single shot as well.
Yeah, I don't want to play polo just to play polo.
Oh, exactly.
But at the same time, I want to play fast.
Talk with the people in your group,
yeah.
right? And this is more to the everyday golfer, right? Talk with the people in your group, right? Just make sure when it's your turn to hit, you're ready, okay? But that does not mean playing polo. Trust me, if you're teeing off on Saturday at 10:20 and you're a twosome, you're not going to play fast.
No.